Will everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Do roll call, please.
Steve McConaty,
Here.
Rick St. Jean,
I'm here.
Martha Eldridge, here. Tim Otterbach,
Here.
Peter Zavas, C. Dennis Legendre,
Here.
Roy Barron,
Yep.
and Condict Billings is absent.
Connie is out tonight. You folks are stuck with me, so I'll probably mess it up pretty good if the night's over. But we need to review the meetings. Anybody want to make a motion on that?
I'll make a motion to accept and approve the minutes as completed.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? We'll move on. Financial.
You didn't vote on that.
Yeah, we're gonna vote on that, Roy.
Right, you gonna vote on the minutes?
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize for the first time ever, so. Take a vote to accept the meeting as wrote. All in favor? Anybody opposed?
Tim, I take it you're
I'm
abstaining?
abstaining because I wasn't there.
Correct.
Ellen was not here last meeting.
Yep.
All right, now we'll get into financial. Sager and Smith, PLLC Planning Board versus Morse Gravel Pit, $6,824.25, July 2018 statement. I don't see any need to go any further on that. Anybody else?
This is a new statement.
Just a standard statement. Unsatisfied condition?
Hold on. Rick has a question.
Yes, sir.
So that was the balance in, from the bond?
That's, I believe, the balance in the account right now, is my understanding.
Yes.
Is, are they billing the planning board for anything associated with the
No.
Morse
No,
Gravel?
we don't get billed for the statements for the pit.
No, this is an account that the attorney holds.
Right, but what I'm asking is, has Sager and Smith submitted
No.
any invoices?
No.
Because
not-
I think that we ought to
Excuse me,
be
folks,
looking at that.
2 recess.
If they do submit a bill,
Well-
because they fell down
On
on
the
this.
military meeting, yes.
I don't believe they do.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine, we can talk
So
about
this
that
money's-
tonight.
The only
Being
thing I've ever
held-
seen is just a statement.
Right, it's been there for what, 15 years,
Yeah.
you said?
And earning
Anyways,
interest.
yeah.
No,
No,
So-
straight
No.
escrow.
they can't,
It's a straight
That-
escrow.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
I don't
straight.
understand how you can hold, that's somebody's money.
Yeah, but he
So if we're not gonna use it,
he has lost in court, we can't give it back, he has not met his conditions, and it's up to the lawyer to decide what move is next. We've asked him what he's gonna do.
I don't think the judgment's any good anymore.
No, so they got to decide if they're gonna refile or what they're gonna do, and he has not got back to us on that.
That was up to Sager's office
And
to
he's been
keep
asked
that
here
current.
more than one meeting what was gonna happen. So unless the board wants to send a letter asking him what he's gonna, what his next move is gonna be.
I would like to make a motion that send a letter to Rick Sager to inquire as to what his next step is and whether we want to move forward on, I'm trying to think how to word this, either getting the reclamation done or collecting additional funds.
And if the judge is any good
I
enough
think
to
this
let
has
the
gone
guy in.
beyond us.
Well, but we've
This
got
has
it-
gone- This is a court issue now.
I think that we ought to ask him if the judgment's any valid.
That's what I was just asking.
Okay,
they
all right, I will,
include in that.
I'll withdraw my motion.
Just include the judgment in your
I'll
motion.
make a motion that we contact Rick Sager's office by mail, by letter, inquiring as to the status of the the judgment that was made.
Yeah.
And if he can then identify for us what the next step is and when it's going to occur.
Because it's been 6 months and
Yeah,
it hasn't
exactly,
moved.
exactly. I'm
Do
all
I
for
have a
that.
second on
It's
that?
been more than that,
Second.
Well, I'm just saying the last.
almost,
go
it's
around.
been a year.
Okay, now we got,
All in favor?
now we can have discussion. There's not many people tonight, so I don't mind the open discussion, basically, one of nobody's rude to each
It's
other.
been a year since we brought that up. I brought
It's been a
it up.
couple of years.
Yeah, it's been
This
dragging
has
on
been
since
going
I
on
got
for quite a
involved.
while.
And we had a meeting with him back there.
Yeah.
Because some of the members I've inspected that with have
That's
been
right.
here for 2 or 3 years.
It was almost a year ago.
So it's time to get something moving one way or the other.
Yeah. Well, you know, one alternative may be for Sega's errors in emissions policy to pay for the reclamation.
Well, the board has inspected it, and the board has refused it being any good. It's not done, don't meet specs.
Right.
And this gentleman's been sued, and I think it's up to the lawyer to tell us what the next step should be.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right, I agree.
And that should be included in the letter, and I'd appreciate if that was done that way.
You got a situation where the court was mandated this be done with this money.
Yep.
It hasn't been done, so there's an issue of law here.
Right.
Big time.
I believe a judgment in the state of New Hampshire is only valid for 3 or 4 years. It may be 5, and you have to keep it current, or it expires and it's no good.
Well, that's
And
what we
if
need
that's
to-
the case,
That's what we need to find out. And
if that's the case, the town has no recourse.
We need to find out if there's a recourse or not a recourse. If there's not a recourse, we need to release it. We'll have no choice.
Yeah.
But
It'd be
not
nice
where I
to
want
get
to
this
go.
off here.
Yeah,
It's here every 2 weeks we do this Morse pit. It's been doing it now.
Well,
3 years.
I think if the Morse people contacted a lawyer, I think a lawyer might move to have the town release the money to the Morse people.
Well, let's see what Mr. Seger has to say at the next meeting, and we'd like an answer. Or run out of summer again.
Yeah.
This has been dragging on too long,
Mhm.
so. And I
The
appreciate.
motion was made and seconded, right?
Yep,
Yes.
and we got any more discussion? All those in favor? By the way, I always vote chairman or not. I think the chairman should
We're
let
on a
his
roll.
feeling be known
Everything's
too.
unanimous so far.
Okay. Unsatisfied condition continued from
Basically.
previous meeting.
Nothing's changed.
Well, yeah, there has changed, because we have 3 cases before us tonight that are on that unsatisfied conditions.
Is this
No, it's the last page.
last page?
So, is anything moving on the Valley Point?
I have not heard anything.
Not at this point.
Well, if I go down through the whole list, it's gonna take a couple of minutes. I don't need to read the dates or anything, do I? Or do I have to read dates and all?
No, you don't have to read them.
Well, I'm not
Basically,
gonna
we-
bother reading, there's a whole
we-
bunch of them, you got a sheet, read them
Everybody's
yourself.
got a copy.
Yeah, we don't need to.
No,
You all
we
got a
don't.
copy?
I was
Read them
just
yourself.
curious if anything come in on Valley Point, because that's been quite some time too.
Yeah, no, as far as I know, they're still working with the state to get approvals.
Yeah, they got their hands full right here on that one. Okay, we go to new business. Case 18-1 SPRA, Hobbs Brewing Company owner, Mountain Granary LLC of 755 White Mountain, Highway Route 16, tax map 130, lot 009, requesting continuance on September 4th. Planning board meeting to do a lot more time for the subsurface approval from the NHDES. Do I have a motion for approval on that? For the commission- for the
I'll make the
commission?
motion to,
Continue
yeah.
till September 4th meeting.
Second,
Second?
thank you.
How's that, a good answer for you?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Unanimous again.
Thank you.
We're on a roll.
Case 8-2-SUBD by Van E. Hertel, how do you pronounce that?
Hertel.
Hertel, thank you, senior, of 95 Blake Road, tax map 223, lot 003 was granted a conditional subdivision for approval to subdivide 65 acres into 4 lots with the following conditions. Revised plot plan received. Document cemetery right away to the revised plot plan, received. Add required second line and signature block on revised plot plan, received. Fire chief's letter, official letter, which is brought in tonight. Boundaries pinned, received. All federal, state, and local regulations will be followed. And we had to have the fire chief, and everything else is here. So I just need to entertain a motion to approve.
If anybody's got questions on the plans,
So, the questions first.
Did
the questions
these
after.
change?
you can make a motion to.
These didn't change, right?
Well, no, they made the amendment.
Just made the amendments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they added the line to the signature block.
Yeah,
So they're in for the final approval tonight.
Yeah, it isn't gonna take a year and a half.
that's all we were waiting for was the letter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okey-dokey.
So, I'll make a motion to grant final approval.
Do I have a second?
She seconded.
Okay, thank you.
I thought you did that.
Peter Zavas is now here.
We're all done.
We're almost done.
Good timing.
You can vote on the adjournment.
Sounds good. You adjourn.
So now we're gonna
Do,
vote on it.
so take a vote, all of those will approve,
Well,
please.
we might want to just refresh themselves, we can make a vote too if you want.
They're reviewing the
We're looking at
plans in front of you. for
Case
Mr. Hertel.
18-2-SUBD, Blake Hill Road.
That was not in the packet, correct?
All conditions have been met. I have the fire chief's letter right here.
Every I is dotted and every T is crossed.
It's not in the packet, correct?
That was not, that just came in tonight.
All right, sounds good. Just give me 1 second. Taking that one parcel and breaking it up into 4.
I think we all agreed last time, all we needed was a.
He had a conditional last time.
Yeah.
This is just the final approval.
Okay.
So a motion has been made and a second is granted, so we just,
Letting you get caught up. So if you want to vote, you may.
if not, we'll forgive you.
I'm good.
So all those in favor? Everybody's in favor, so nobody begins.
Alright, so
I'm gonna be real nice. Do you have the pen for the other thing?
I do.
I'm gonna let the 2 boys over there sign all these. Dennis and
What's
Mr.
that?
Avalon.
What do you want us to do?
Oh, goes my glasses. You pass over Dennis and Mr. Tim.
Okay.
And date it, sign them please, and the Mylar is that special pen.
We have to sign every sheet?
Yep.
Laura?
You'll see
Yeah,
the,
5 copies.
Okay.
5 paper copies, and then the 2 Mylars need to get signed.
We're here in the Laura.
I do.
Did I?
No, I said,
today's date up here, yours and yours. No, you need a regular pen. That pen's just for that sheet. Okay? You have a regular pen?
I got a regular pen, I thought you said that was.
You got a pen, Tim?
Yeah.
We gotta sign all of
Yep. Anybody want one?
Several years. You copy the drawings. We have to sign all 5 sets.
I thought you wanted my pen.
Well, I could, yes it is.
Sorry.
That's okay, I'm moving at about half speed.
business wants wide next to places.
One of the ones they gotta sign too. Looks like it.
Well, I didn't think so, but you might be able to sing some more time.
Sorry.
You got a set there?
I'll sign on the second line.
We'll have everybody sign different sheets. I really mess them up.
No, that's planned, you're gonna need lighting.
Right, right.
The one Peter had, they signed too?
How did we vote on it? without-
The one Peter had?
Yes, I need 5 paper copies signed
You
and
guys
2
can have 5
Mylars.
paper copies. I don't know if you need these or not.
I guess there's gonna be some discussion on this one.
1, 2, 3.
And the Mylar would be 6.
Yeah, we need that one too.
Yeah,
They're still pending the subsurface
I'll
approval,
let them sign
so
it.
they requested a continuance. This one
I'm a nice person. I'm gonna sign them
is
every
in the
meeting.
hospital. He was taken by ambulance.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
According to DNA, that's 4 days he's been taken to the hospital twice.
Yep.
Today he transferred
Can't
to Portsmouth.
expand
I do have extra.
Don't know what's
extra.
going on.
There's nothing here today.
But
I
that's
bought
why
2
we're
too.
requesting a continuance.
I might even have.
All right.
I thought next one.
Alright.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna be borrowing yours or somebody else.
Last week we didn't have one. I had to go around.
You wanna take these?
I'm gonna take that,
This is fun.
and then,
Continue.
Get this,
Oh, I was letting them get caught
Yeah,
up.
by 7:30.
I know, that's all right, it'll be done by 7:30. If we're not, oh well.
So, what was the issue with the warehouse?
Case 18-4 SPR John W. Dawson Jr., owner of 80 Route 16B, tax map 93, lot 015, was granted conditional site plan review from Article 34.2N to allow rental of a portion of his building and landscape company. Per Danny Fishline phone call, Ashley requested continuance to September 4th planning board meeting to address the letter received addressing the following conditions. Conditional approval pending the following conditions. NHDOT curb cut approval, Ossipee water and sewer approval, official fire chief letter of inspection approval, lighting plan as design plan, variance approved by ZBA,
Well, I gotta finish.
shall
these.
comply with all federal, state, and local regulations and ordinances. Do I have a motion on that? For the continuance.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to continue it.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Yes. I think there's some issues that need to be addressed. There's some issues with the lot coverage because of, there's not only the building, but there's the other impervious area where the building that was destroyed. There's some concrete and asphalt that has to be figured in, along with the storage of the loam and the other products. And another issue, but I guess they're gonna update the site plan, which is the lighting plan. And then as well, I guess we can just deal with it on the next meeting, right?
I think so. Maybe,
But I don't think we should blindside him, maybe.
I don't think we should really discuss it. Nobody's
You're
here.
right. You're
Would be
right.
my opinion.
Yep.
So,
Sorry.
that's all right. Any other discussion?
I was just curious how the joint meeting went with the planning board and the zoning board.
Dog and pony show.
Okay, I just wanted to ask how
I
that.
don't think it really
So,
matters an
are they
awful
going
lot.
for a warehouse again?
It's recorded on government oversight.
What's that?
It's on government oversight.
I'll take a look at the video.
That'd be the easiest
That
thing,
would
I
be-
think.
Yeah.
I do have one question
I was
before
looking for the
we,
short
Did they
version.
change their mind and go back to a warehouse again?
No.
Not yet, no.
No.
Okay.
No.
I do have one quick thing before we
Yep.
continue this. Was actually variance approval by the ZBA? I don't believe I made that as part of my motion, right? Because we were unsure if they were gonna require
There was no variance approval. And it's kind of in Steve's ballpark right now.
Okay, all right.
So there's gonna be some issues there, which I'm not sure how it's gonna work. Apparently, if it goes back to ZBA, there may not be enough members to vote. Conflict of interest, apparently, I'm understanding. So
Okay.
That's about all I wanna say on that.
Okay.
If Steve wants to say more, that'll be up to him, but I don't.
No, no, I
don't
just-
think I can.
He's not here.
No, I was just, my question was strictly pertaining to when I made the
No, I
motion.
didn't wanna talk about anything that we
included
should talk about,
variance.
they're not here. Definitely not.
That's the right thing to do.
So,
That is correct, I'm strictly.
I'm just trying to
stating that when I made the motion, I didn't. think
explain it the
included
best I
variance.
could without stepping on toes, so to speak, so. So we, all in favor of continuance?
Yes.
No public, no sense asking him anything. Okay, old business, Morse Pit, we kind of already covered that, I think. Everybody agree?
Yep.
And gravel pits, one letter sent to Ambrose Brothers on 8/10/2018. You might wanna let Tim know why we sent it, I don't think Tim was here. On Ambrose Pit, that's one over by the cemetery, Chickamauga.
Yeah,
You're aware why that was, we'd sent a letter?
no,
I do, if memory serves me correctly, he asked for us to close it, we never did. He sent a letter to reopen it.
Oh, right.
It's never been closed, and he has to refile by October. So I believe the board asked a letter be sent to tell him that he is open and he has to refile.
okay. Just so he's legal.
Yep, any more questions on that?
Now, based on that getting accomplished and the Morse Pit, everybody else is current, up to date or whatever at this point?
We're working on the Berry Pit still.
Oh, that's right.
That's supposed to be in
I
next
didn't look
month.
at these, yeah.
And the very lot needs to be there. All the rest of the pits I've inspected so far are in compliance. I have not done any written report because of the Berry Pit.
Okay.
The former Gary Coyne,
Brad Layton.
Oh,
Brad Layton's
all that
pit
fancy
now.
work. Yep, I'll get to it in a
Over here.
second. Trying to catch your paperwork.
They have submitted their application and they will be heard at the next meeting.
Thank you. Just covered that. Any questions on that? Did they get the deposit taken care of? It was not in his name, remember? Or does he take care of that later?
Just to
Later?
address that afterwards, I think.
Okay. That was something we had to address on that.
Yeah, he's,
He's aware of it, so I
Yeah.
talked to him back several weeks ago.
So the ones.
Okay, master plan, we're not gonna do that tonight.
Okay, the ones in yellow, let me read back up real quick. The ones in yellow are the ones that are really active.
the ones in
Actually active.
yellow, yeah.
Okay.
Those are the ones we're dealing with.
Just wanted to make sure I understood that. No, that's good.
Notices for review, letter from the CEO to planning board dated 8/15/2018. What one's that?
Did I? There it is.
Do I need to read that?
And then you can ask Steve too, he read it.
It says it all. I mean, if I bring companies to the board
You want to read it?
for an informal
Yeah,
discussion.
I was just trying to. Okay, dear planning board members, this office through conversation with the owners of Riding Auto of Route 16, tax map 123, lot 022, has on 2 occasions requested the owners come for the planning board for an informal discussion and inform the board of new business intentions. Subsequent conversation with the owners of the planning board, Chairman Billings has informed myself and owners do not need to present them for an informal discussion. It is the position of this office, the planning board as a whole votes, do not have them come in for the informal discussion or accept the decision. But I believe it's not any one member has the authority to unilaterally change any recommendation put forth from the zoning enforcement office respect request to the planning board, being made aware of such incidents and noted for the record. Your review and advice, guidance is greatly appreciated. I can be reached. Of course, he's here at the moment. So,
I make a motion that we send a letter to Ridings Auto.
Hold on, hang on.
To,
Hang on a second, please. Reading this letter, I've got a problem with it. No board member has the right to step on Steve. That's not our authority.
Exactly.
So, I'd like to entertain your motion now.
Okay, I think that the planning board should send a letter to Ridings Auto and tell them to ignore repeated requests to meet with the building inspector at their own peril.
I think they ought to be told to come before the board. It's been over 2 years, period. And inform them that no member has the right to make decisions. That's Steve's territory.
And I think that we need to have a discussion with Connie also.
That'll be the next meeting. He's not here.
That
Definitely
must
not
take
appropriate.
place in a
what,
non-public.
what's,
That will be a
what's
non-public meeting
happening?
then anyways.
What am I missing?
Well, Ridings Auto was supposed to come in and see Steve because they moved into the Brooks Auto building.
Yeah.
And they had set up 2 meetings, and then apparently Connie stopped in, or ran into somebody there, and Connie told them that they didn't need to come in before the board. Now, that Connie doesn't have any jurisdiction, we're not enforcement, that's Steve's.
I required, well, I requested for an informal discussion with the planning.
The entire board
Mhm.
voted to have Steve be the gatekeeper of
Well, he
whether
works
or
for
not.
Sutton anyways. That's their job.
Right,
It's not our
yeah,
job.
that's totally his authority.
And let me make something very plain. Chairman of the board chairs the meeting only. He has no other authority.
Yeah,
All the board members have the authority. Chairman has no authority except chair the meeting.
right.
Can we
Period.
back up for just a minute? What was the issue that we were talking about this anyway? Because,
This
The
business
use-
has been closed over 2 years.
oh, I see what you're saying, even though it's the same use.
Right.
He has to come before the board.
Right.
In fairness to I guess his name's Ridings,
Right.
he did come here
Yeah.
to come into the meeting.
Right.
Connie stopped him right out front, so.
Right, it's got nothing to do with writings, but
Yeah.
I think we just need to make
Yeah,
it clear to
just-
him that
Yeah.
he's being misinformed.
So he does not have to come in, correct me if I'm wrong, he does not have to come in for an informal discussion?
Yes, he does.
Okay, all right, I wanted to make sure I understood which way we're
He's
leaning
being
on that.
misinformed.
Okay,
You, me, Connie, nobody can tell somebody they don't have to come in.
I understand that.
Very quick question for you. Do you feel it necessary for him to come in for an informal discussion? I know it's been 2 years, but I mean, it was a car dealership. It's got bays in the back. It's a car
You're
dealership.
playing favorites.
There's been a car dealership, it's a new business opening in that area. Let him tell you what he's doing.
Yeah, we should do that.
I don't know
require
if
it
he's
of
detailing, I
everybody
don't know if
else.
he's making fire, I don't know what he's doing there.
Right.
Okay.
I
And
have
that's all
no-
it's for,
I have no issues at all with
and
that.
that's all it's for, just to inform the board.
Well, I'm just saying that I'm just perfectly content with him informing you.
Yeah, this board, certain members of this board pushed very hard to get rid of the grandfather clause 2 years ago. And now one of the same members is telling them they don't have to come in. You can't have it both ways.
No, that's-
Everybody's treated the same. Either everybody comes in or nobody comes in.
Every other
We
business.
have to follow our standards
Yeah.
and protocols.
Standard's gonna be everybody the same. You
And
can't
Connie
treat one
doesn't
person
have
better than
the
the other.
I agree with you there. I didn't know, I did not, I was unaware that he had a discussion outside of the planning board with him.
So do I have a second to that motion?
Oh, yeah, I can't say.
Thank you. Any more discussion?
Very quickly, what is the letter gonna address? Can we just outline some points?
Just
So we don't get
to ask the
too.
gentleman to come before the planning board for an informal discussion,
And that
that
the,
no board member has the right to make the decisions for the
Remainder.
officer.
okay, I think we should, I think it would be best if we just leave that part out and just
Yes.
say that the
Yes.
zoning officer is the,
Well, that's already
his
part of the
primary
motion.
contact.
We'd have to withdraw the motion, start over. You want to
Well-
withdraw, you want to withdraw your motion, leave that out, or you want to put it in? I think it should be in there.
I think so too. It should be a.
People should be aware, planning board members cannot do Steve's job.
I think if we just worded it that the zoning officer is his primary source of contact and that you should follow the advisement of the zoning officer, I think that's probably the best way to word it. I mean, I don't know if,
Well, it's up to the rest of the board.
all right, well,
Let's vote on it.
I do like to get the points, make it plain. That's
Wait a
how
minute,
I
I'm
am.
confused before we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, I am too.
I thought that,
I made a motion to send a letter to Ridings Auto telling them to, they need to come in to see Steve.
No.
for a determination, and that Connie doesn't have the authority to tell him
Plan,
whether or not.
plan board members don't have the authority.
Okay, yeah, you can leave.
Oh, I
Connie's
have to
name
Come in
on
to
it.
see
No
Steve
individual
or come
name
in
on
to
that.
see the planning board for an informal
Well, they're
review.
supposed to come in and see Steve first, and then
Yeah.
Steve makes a determination
And then he
of whether
sends
they
it
need
to
to
us.
come in.
I got you.
We-
I'm clear now.
I already have.
Everything's supposed to
I
go
just-
through Steve.
I'm clear now.
He's,
I was
he's made the,
fine with his motion, my only distinction was that I did not want to
Steve has made-
specifically state that a planning board, you know, I don't even want to get into that.
Yeah.
Right.
That a planning board member doesn't have, I just want him to be notified that Steve is the person they need to contact, and he will make the determination as to if he needs to come in for an informal or a site, or
and
see the board.
Steve has requested him to come in 3 times now.
He's been calling me. He's all set, he wants to come in.
So that
He was told not
conversation
to
has
come in.
happened between,
By Connie, that's the problem.
Connie told him he didn't.
That's the issue we're having.
so the letter just needs to go out to the owner.
Okay.
This is
Right.
why I want to include in the letter, the planning board members cannot
Require a vote of the board.
make decisions.
Ah,
That's why I said members.
Without the
Okay.
full board.
You wanna leave
Better
Connie's
send him
name
a
out of
letter.
it, that's fine.
I don't want Connie.
don't-
I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
name
think we
it.
should single anybody out in the letter.
Planning board
That's probably a good
members.
idea.
No name be, no name
As
be
far as the
mentioned.
company itself, I'm content, he's fine. The board.
Yeah, he's been a pretty good,
Right, and we just
It's
want
coming
to.
Oh, it's
up
never been an
and
issue
informing
with
the
it, no. right.
It's just coming in and informing the board.
Right,
It's principle.
right.
You should inform the board, vote for
Okay.
taking is okay or not okay, go from there.
Yeah.
It's on record, he's treated the same as everybody else.
Okay.
One other quick question. I know we had allowed Chip a while ago to add on to his facility there. Is there a site plan review on file for that property?
Which one now?
Brooks?
Was there a parcel on that, Laura, do you remember? Or was it a
that
full
was
site?
before our
plan?
time.
Yeah.
It was way before I think.
That was
They've
4
got
or
some-
5 years ago.
Yeah,
I think, I can't remember, there was this.
Weren't they required to do that when it changed from the eatery to the auto dealership? To do a site plan
Oh, He
review?
put a
I would
garage
hope
in
so.
there, he put a garage that wasn't there, he had to come
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
They've got some communication cell towers out back on that parcel.
that's right.
So they must have done a site plan.
There must have been a site.
I'm
plan.
sorry, you're right, you're right.
Would have been required for inspection stickers
Don't
too.
confuse me again.
that's more,
So is there anything on file at all,
Yeah.
Steve, do you know?
He's got something, yeah, he must. He's got cell towers out back. It's had a site
That's what
plan.
it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, I know I had at
Cell
least a
towers in
partial,
addition.
I don't remember how much, but it's 5, 6 years ago now, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I think he's still running it.
It's a pretty good
Maybe
setup
7
too,
years
it's
ago.
clean and everything, or has been.
Okay,
All right, so,
any more discussion?
nope.
All in favor? Thank you. Motion passes.
I don't even know sometimes what he's thinking.
Okay.
I don't know sometimes what he's thinking.
Lost the wrong place. Oh, I read the letter. That's what it was.
Steve, to the best of your knowledge, is the only occurrence that we're aware of with this situation, or has this happened prior?
Do I need to read them all?
I don't know if I,
To
this
summarize.
is very specific.
Yeah. All right,
These notices for review, Maura.
thank you.
The first one, Melvin Village Marina, they're cited for sprinkler systems in the right of way.
There's three businesses,
Meaning
All right.
2 plus the highway.
CITED,
Which one did I leave off on?
not SITE.
Laura,
That's like-
which one did I leave off? Steve, what discussion?
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that was.
Let us make you, Moultonville Rd.
And that's what these are.
Okay.
NHDOT, Melvin Village Marina, tax map 250, lot 007 is being cited for sprinkler system in the right of way of Route 16. And there's a letter here for that. And Melvin Village Marina, P.O. Box 165, Melvin Village, New Hampshire, 03850. sprinkler system in the right-of-way of Route 16, Ossipee, New Hampshire, tax map 250, lot 7. Reference plan, federal aid project 224D, reference RSA 236, double colon, I think we call that, 39, liability for destruction or injury to highway enclosed, to whom it may concern. This letter is to bring your attention to continuing concern the department has the activity along the frontage of your property on the westerly side of 16. The above reference for items placed in the state right-of-way without permission from the department. The right-of-way in this area is 50 feet from the center line of the road. Therefore, the above mentioned items have been removed from the existing Route 16, existing NH Route 16 right-of-way within 30 days of receipt of this letter. The department is requiring immediate cease and desist of all further encroachments. Be advised, the department will not be liable for any property damage to any items in the right-of-way caused by normal highway or winter maintenance activities. Feel free to contact George, I can't pronounce the name, Gubatosis, maybe?
Gubatosi?
Yeah, at this office anytime discuss department's concern.
I think we should call him and ask him what the status is on the Route 28, 171 traffic situation.
Let's not muddy the water.
That's
You
not
wanna
our
be a good answer, I'll
jurisdiction.
say it.
I know that. I was just being a wise guy.
So,
It's the same thing.
does it still have anything to do with us anyway, does it?
You know what the funniest thing about that is, that whole thing is?
FYI.
Not that it's funny, because so many people have gotten hurt there, but they keep measuring, every time there's an accident, they go out there and reconstruct it, and I know exactly what the cause of all the problems there are. It is the new standards for the vehicles that have been built. See, they've tilted the windshield back further to make it more aerodynamic for fuel economy, and they've elongated the pillars on the sides of the windows. When you go up the hill, and of course, they also increase the weight bearing for the vehicle has to be able to flip over, I think, and sustain the weight of the vehicle and occupancy and everything on the roof. So they've increased the size of all these pillar points
Right.
in the roof. And if you go to the top of that hill, if you're coming across like 171 heading west, and you stop there, you will lose a vehicle for a good 4 seconds
Oh,
in that
sight
pillar.
line? Yeah, your sight lines.
You got it. And you know, it's like, they sit there, and they're out there all the time measuring. I'm sitting there going, guys, just get
Let's
in the
get
car,
back- let's
pull
get
up,
back to
and
what
you'll
we're
see
doing
exactly what.
Gentlemen?
Yeah, that's not our jurisdiction.
There's another letter here, basically the same thing, there's different maps. I'm not gonna bother to read that one.
Which,
Here's the other
which
reading.
property is 760 White Mountain Highway?
Village Marina.
No, it's Marina. Oh,
Used to be
okay.
White Mountain Mobile Homes.
Down by the greenery?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Grammy also got the same letter.
Oh, so he's got 2 lots there.
Yeah.
I got you.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I got
but
you.
the
Yeah, the
same, it's
granary
the same
just
exact
put-
letter, I'm not gonna read it twice. Okay, we got
The granary
ZBA
just
case
put
is
in
heard on
special assistance.
8/14/2018. Case 18-10V, Child's Ash Fish Fine, CO White Mountain, S&E 146 Moultonville Road, tax map 090, lot 045, requested variance from Article 6.4.2A, side setbacks, Ossipee zoning ordinance to build a 10/16 deck. Continuance granted to September 11th, ZBA meeting. Case 18-11-V, Rand Realty, LLC, CO White Mountain, S&E 50 Leverett Road, tax map 033, lot 006, was granted a variance from Article 6.4.2A for the relief of side setback with the Ossipee zoning ordinances to build a 30-foot by 35-foot home with a 35-foot by 25-foot garage attached by a 16-foot deck. Case 18-1 EWDR, Alan Cummins, CO McConkey and Associates, 5 Patriots Way, tax map 044, lot 024, is granted an equitable waiver of dismissal requirements to retain garage in place that does not meet the town sideline setback per plan submitted, dated, signed by Chairman Brothers on 8/14/2018, shall comply with RSA 674:33, A, 1 and 2, all federal and state local regulations. Ossipee Granite Recovery filed a motion for clarification concerning the variance condition for the stockade fence to be placed on the property. The ZBA voted to uphold this decision and clarify the stockade fence will be erected the length of the property in between the faculty and neighboring school property. Is there any new
Facility.
business for the meeting?
Facility. Facility, not faculty.
All right, Priscilla, have it your way.
I'm just trying to keep you up board here.
I stand corrected.
Okay.
Told you it wasn't perfect.
You're doing great, though.
Of course, you already knew that. Do we have any more business for this meeting?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
that motion.
Any
I thought we were
discussion?
gonna let Peter do that.
No, no, no.
Wait, I withdraw my second.
No, I'm like intent.
I will.
All in favor, raise your hands. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
And everybody's.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Good meeting.
Good job, Roy.
Yeah, geez, you know, I was gonna say good job too, but I don't want it to go to your head, Roy.
Oh, man, it's swelling so bad I can't do it.
That's hard.